and James. Would you like to come on up?
So, first, I guess I want to say thank you to the administration for showing the amazing faith in me to hand me a microphone away from a letter that already legally bindingly guarantees me a job as long as I don't commit a felony before July. Second, on that note, I just want to remind everyone, actually, I learned this from the police blotter in State College during undergrad. Public drunkenness can actually be charged as a felony in Pennsylvania if the police officer thinks you were deliberately aiming at him when you vomit. So, I know everyone wants to celebrate tonight, but please, if you do, drink responsibly, even if some of you weren't drinking responsibly this morning. Third, I want to thank YouTube for showing me that last year's match day speaker also opened with a joke about getting drunk before the match. That made me a lot more comfortable writing this year's speech. And fourth, let me just say, if anyone's recording this, don't you dare upload this on YouTube. But really, seriously, it's amazing that we've made it here, and we should take a moment to bring to mind and say thank you to all the family, friends, parents, mentors, teachers, everyone who motivated us and shaped us, those who gave us the fire to achieve, the knowledge to pursue our goals, and the opportunities to make our work bear fruit. Because we are truly lucky and privileged to be where we are today and for all the help that we've had along the way. And I guess I probably should have led my speech off with that before I just torpedoed the gravitas with the vomiting on a policeman joke, but whatever. So when they asked me to speak, I was told it doesn't have to be as profound or as moving as the I Have a Dream speech, just something to relieve the anxiety of the students. So I was really comfortable with that first goal. But the second one I wasn't so sure, because I mean, really, like, our fates are literally sealed in those envelopes, right? And it's been weeks that we've had to hope, think about it, start worrying, come up with ridiculous worst-case scenarios in our mind about matching into, like, Alaska State and something that we could fly into somehow. And now the envelopes are right there, the answer's right there, and we just have to stare at it. So, there's really only one thing I know that has the ability to diffuse that kind of anxiety. And let me just get this out here. That's the power of song. A little advice in verse. I've been practicing this for almost a full day, so it's inspired by and lovingly ripped off from Eric Idle, the better known as the guy from Monty Python who wrote Spam-A-Lot. And as you feel your anxiety melt away and feel like you know the tune, feel free to whistle along. So maybe your top choice ignored you when you thought that they adored you. Well, that could really make you swear and curse. But if you get burned by that epistle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of the rotten, there's one thing you've forgotten, and that's to smile and laugh, don't be annoyed. If it gets you in the dumps, now don't be silly chumps, just give a whistle, at least you're not unemployed. Always look on the bright side of always look on the bright side of well, the whole thing's quite absurd. Some computer had the final word. So I might as well accept it with a smile. Because there's no more work to do, and the waiting's almost through. There's no more getting halfway through an interview that you thought was actually going really quite well, but then suddenly and crushingly you're hit by yet another question about that Penn State football. pain in the back. Always look on the bright side of the match. Come on, cheer up, everyone. Always look on the bright side of the match.
Can't wait for the first call, right?
Always look on the bright side of the match.
Oh, geez, this is Ireland's free time!
Always look on the bright side of the match. Everyone's got the spirit now.
Always look on the bright side of the match.
Ago when we got here, and you know, one of the first things was Dr. Zagon calling us all young doctors, and it was hilarious. It was absurd. We're reeking of formaldehyde, we're scribbling with Crayola pencils, we're like the least medically qualified people in the entire hospital. And then, I know for me, and probably a lot of you, if you did surgery at Hershey, you know, Dr. Galvan called you doctor, and that was just absurd, because it was usually in the context of, you know, like, Dr. Monaco, name everything there is to know about the pancreas, and why didn't you realize your patient had pneumonia? And it just reminded you that, okay, I passed step 1, but I still have no idea how to actually be a doctor. And then somewhere in there, somewhere in the, like, doing the physicals and taking the histories and coming up with diagnoses and discussing plans and comforting patients and families, somewhere in there, you know, a patient called me doctor because he actually somehow identified me as his physician. And it was just amazing because it felt, you know, for the first time like something I'd actually earned. And you know, right in those envelopes is where we're going to get to go, or we're going to get to call ourselves doctors. And yeah, amazing. Amazing that we've made it here. You all earned it. Give yourselves a round.